Imagine standing in the coldest place on Earth, where the wind is strong enough to throw a grown man to the ground. The temperature can freeze exposed skin within minutes, and help is hundreds of miles away. Now imagine losing your food, your companions, and almost every hope of survival. Yet one man refused to surrender. His name was Douglas Mawson, and this is one of the greatest survival stories ever recorded. In 1912, Australian explorer Douglas Mawson led a scientific expedition deep into the frozen wilderness of Antarctica. The mission was never about fame. It was about discovering one of the last unexplored places on Earth, where every step could become the last. Mawson and his two companions, Belgrave Ninnis and Xavier Mertz, traveled across endless fields of snow with sleds pulled by strong Greenland dogs. Day after day, they pushed farther into a land where no human footprints existed. Then disaster struck without warning. As the team crossed what looked like solid ground, Ninnis suddenly disappeared. Beneath the snow had been a hidden crevasse hundreds of feet deep. In a single terrifying moment, he, the strongest dogs, and most of the expedition's food vanished forever. The silence that followed was devastating. Mawson and Mertz stared into the endless darkness below, knowing there was no chance of rescue. More than half their supplies were gone, leaving them stranded in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Soon they faced an impossible decision. To stay alive, they began eating their remaining sled dogs. It was heartbreaking, but starvation left them with no other choice. Every meal reminded them how desperate their situation had become. As the weeks passed, Xavier Mertz became seriously ill. Extreme exhaustion, freezing temperatures, and severe malnutrition slowly destroyed his strength. Despite every effort, he collapsed and never recovered. Now Douglas Mawson stood completely alone. Ahead of him stretched hundreds of miles of frozen emptiness. Behind him lay the graves of his companions. Every direction looked exactly the same. The Antarctic winds grew even more violent. Temperatures dropped lower each day. Frostbite damaged his hands, his feet, and even his skin. His body was slowly shutting down, but his determination remained alive. Then another nightmare arrived. While pulling his sled across the snow, the surface suddenly collapsed beneath him. Mawson plunged into a deep crevasse, disappearing into the icy darkness below. Only one thing saved his life. The sled became wedged across the narrow opening above, leaving the rope attached to his body. Hanging alone over a frozen abyss, he slowly climbed back toward the surface with almost no strength remaining. Escaping the crevasse should have been the end of his nightmare. Instead, it marked the beginning of an even harder journey. Every step drained what little energy he had left. Days turned into weeks. Blizzards trapped him inside his tiny tent for hours at a time. When the storms finally passed, he forced himself to keep moving, even though every muscle begged him to stop. Finally, after an unimaginable struggle, Mawson reached the expedition base. But fate delivered one final cruel surprise. The rescue ship had sailed away only hours before his arrival. When rescue finally arrived, Douglas Mawson walked aboard as the sole survivor of his journey. Against every prediction, he had defeated starvation, freezing temperatures, deadly crevasses, and complete isolation. Historians still consider Mawson's survival one of the greatest achievements in the history of polar exploration. His incredible endurance proved that determination can sometimes overcome even the most impossible circumstances. More than a century has passed, yet Douglas Mawson's journey continues to inspire explorers around the world. In the frozen silence of Antarctica, where nature seemed certain to claim another life, one man proved that courage, resilience, and the refusal to give up can accomplish what once seemed completely impossible.